So the New York Yankees and the San Francisco Giants considering a blockbuster trade? Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. So the Yankees took game 1 yesterday of their set against the Kansas City Royals. Carlos Rodon beat Seth Lugo. They're both now 9-2. Fantastic game. The Yankees played small ball. The bullpen was great. Kudos to them. Hoping they'll continue this trend. And Soto is back. So with that said, I want to share an article. I'm gonna post this up. Yeah. Okay. Look over here. A Yankees-Giants trade that takes New York to an unstoppable level. New York Yankees are currently 45-21, good for the best record in the American League. They have the top two players in the AL and about to see one of the two, Judge or Soto, return to New York with the AL MVP at the conclusion of the season. Their reigning Cy ace Garrett Cole is set to return from elbow injury too. But the Yankees have fallen short of the World Series for far too long. They need to keep on improving. Having the best record in the AL and winning the AL East isn't enough, especially with Juan Soto set to enter free agency at the end of the season. They need to win the World Series, and they need to trade. They need the trade market to do so. The Yankees-Giants trade to fill one of the one of the New York's only holes in the roster. New York has a bit of a hole in the lineup, and it's at the hot corner. They are bound to be a few solid third basemen on the market that New York could take a chance on, but none may be better than fit than Giants' Matt Chapman. First thing to know with Matt Chapman is his defense. One of the best infield defenders in the 21st century, and will provide the Yankees with a stable bat as well. Chapman is currently hitting .240 on the season with 8 bombs, and so on and so forth. Okay, now I'm going to attach this video down below for you. Okay, so you can read it for yourself. Okay, now here's a couple things for me. Okay, number one, he's potentially going to be a free agent at the end of the season. Number two, he's a Scott Boras client. Okay, I do not want to deal with that free agent circus since we already have a Scott Boras client, Juan Soto, who's going to be a free agent too. Okay, another guy is being talked about for the Yankees, Corbin Burns, Pete Alonso. All of them are Scott Boras clients. Do we want to deal with another Scott Boras circus? I personally don't. Okay, so I'm a hard pass on Matt Chapman. I personally would like to see them go for someone like Ryan McMahon from the Colorado Rockies, who has, I think, 3 more controllable years at a very affordable contract and is just as good at defense. He bats lefty too. I think he would be a great fit for this team. And I think it would cost a decent haul, just like the trade here. And you'll see they're asking for Will Warren in this trade and some other folks. I'm not willing to do that for Matt Chapman. I'm sorry, but I'm not. Okay? I'm not even sure if I would consider Will Warren for Ryan McMahon. But he comes with more controllable years, Ryan McMahon, at a much lower salary. So, and the Yankees still have a boatload of pitching depth beyond him as well. But with that said, if you look at the infield, I mean, I think the right field and the infield, second base and first base, is more problematic than shortstop and third base. So if I was going to try to get an impact bat on the first base side, I would probably just call up Ben Rice, right? He's murdering the ball at AAA. Now, I'm not exactly sure if he's an elite defender at third base. He's not, I know he's not as good as Rizzo is. So I think we all know that. But he's known for his bat, and he's tearing the cover off the ball. Should he earn a promotion, I would keep Anthony Rizzo around to help ease him back into the majors. So help ease him into the majors, this transition, okay? And if you don't do that, which I don't see happening, I can't see them trading or DFAing or releasing Anthony Rizzo with a $20 million option this year. So, and he's got another team option for next year, which they don't have to exercise. But I can't see them eating a ton of money on Rizzo. I'd rather keep his defense and his leadership capabilities here if we're going to call up a young kid. Just makes too much sense. On the flip side, in the second base, if you're going to move Gleyber Torres, maybe Jazz Chisholm represents a fit, unless they're going to call somebody like Caleb Durbin or somebody like that, who they have here as well, which they can do as well. Chisholm's 26. He's got several years of control left as well. And he bats lefty. He brings in an element of dynamic and speed here that the Yankees don't currently have with Gleyber Torres. Okay. On the third base side, again, I'm a hard pass on Matt Chapman. I'm a double hard pass on Alex Bregman. Okay. And which to me represents the best fit for third base as we stand right now is Ryan McMahon from the Rockies. Okay, this proposal is also asking for Will Warren, Yorbit Vivas, I think Kyle Carr, and several other guys. So A Hall, yes, but Will Warren is the one that I'm not willing to give up for Matt. Not for potentially half a year of Matt Chapman. I'd rather get more stability at third base so we don't have to go through this whole ordeal again next year. Okay, which gives time for some of our other corner outfielders to develop more. The Roderick Arias of the world to develop, George Lombards to develop, and at some point take over for somebody like the McMahon, who, with 3 years left, I think he'll be 32 at the end of the contract. So be a good time for Lombard, who will be like in 25 at the time, maybe 24. So maybe 23. That to me makes more sense. Okay, let me know what you think. I do think the Yankees are going to make a move. And again, we'll talk about this, especially, when it comes to this bullpen, whoever, the Yankees will make some moves. And I don't want you to miss out. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Okay? And hit the notifications when you subscribe too. That way you don't miss any news that comes out. You don't miss when we go live. We do live panels, we do live streams, all the kind of stuff. We like to get involved and get all of you involved in the conversation and the discussion, whether you agree or not. It brings life to the discussion. Okay? And we welcome good ideas. We welcome constructive criticism. Okay? But let me know what you think about Matt Chapman. Honestly, I don't think Anthony Rizzo is the biggest problem. Because I wasn't expecting as much out of him as I was expecting out of Gleyber Torres. I think Torres is a bigger problem. Okay? And again, we haven't had much protection at third base either. And DJ LeMahieu's back, but he could be a roving platoon guy. We could play Oswaldo Cabrera at third base and he'd be fine. He'd bring us more value than we're getting from DJ offensively. So I'm fine with that. But if we get a Ryan McMahon, I wouldn't even move Oswaldo Cabrera in the trade. That's just me. But again, let me know what your thoughts here. I mean, I'm going to go over what I think, the best fits for the Yankees for the trade deadline. The trade deadline is about 6 weeks away or something like that. So I'm working on my trade deadline predictions, deadline best fits for the top players, and my Yankees trade deadline, all this type of stuff I'm working on. So I don't want you to miss any of it. But as it pertains right now, the Yankees could make a move or two before the deadline and be proactive and jump on this before it becomes a bidding war, before someone else leapfrogs them and gets their guy like they've done to the Yankees way too many times. I don't think the Yankees want to do that this year. They're in a position to potentially get to the World Series, and they want to get as many holes addressed sooner than later. That's my take on it. Okay? But you give me your feedback either way. Would you acquire Matt Chapman? If so, what would you acquire him for? Okay, would you acquire Ryan McMahon for third base? If so, what would you acquire him for? Would you want to bring in somebody like Bregman or someone else? I think a reliever is in the cards, a lefty, potentially a lefty reliever. There are quite a few of them potentially available. So that's something I would definitely encourage Brian Cashman to look at, which I don't think I need to encourage him. I think he's going to look at. So maybe I don't know if a starting pitcher is going to be the fall because we're getting Garrett Cole back. There's no trade they can make that's going to be better than getting Garrett Cole back. And I'm fine if Nestor Cortez goes to long relief and joins the other guys. And we're getting upstart production now from Mike Tonkin and some of the other guys who people hated 2 weeks ago and wanted them gone. Now he's pitching lights out. He's a sub-1 ERA. Sub-1. So I'm happy with the way the bullpen's going. Got a hiccup here and there, but bullpen's pretty stellar. Number 2 ERA, second best ERA in all of baseball right now. And the Cleveland Guardians. Bullpen. Can't complain. So give me your thoughts on this. Let's talk about this. Let's have a discussion. See you later on for the lineup for the Yankees.